all, welcome back to my channel. This video is about how I manage my hobbies and you can learn too. I don't want it to be an instruction video, so it's more of a talking about how I do it. So let's get started. Firstly, I'll give you some tips about how you can manage your hobbies, and then we can talk about my experience and my hobbies, okay? So the first thing is, do things you like and do it for a purpose. Do not force it on yourself. What I mean is, a lot of you are enrolled into dancing schools from the age of 2, 3, 4. Even I was, okay? So you all don't like it. Maybe you all don't like it. If you don't like it, just quit it, okay? Do not force any hobby on yourself, like studies. If you don't like studying, you just don't like studying, right? But you have to, okay? But you don't want to give yourself this situation in your hobbies too. If you don't like to dance, don't dance. If you don't like to sing, don't sing, okay? And by do it for a purpose, I mean it should provide you with something, right? You just don't pay thousands of rupees on schools on dancing, singing, drawing when it is not providing you with the peace, the satisfaction you need, okay? So this is what I mean. You should quit it, okay? Just quit it and follow something, do something which provides you purpose. Like dancing provides you peace, or singing provides you peace, drawing provides you with patience and happiness and a calmer state of mind, right? Something like that. So I guess I think you got my point. So yeah, this is the first thing you should do. The second thing is, do it to be productive. By this I mean is, when you are free and you have a lot of free time, other than sitting with Instagram or just YouTube only, there should be, a hobby should be something you want to sit with and it provides you happiness, right? Because being productive makes all of us feel good. If you get the taste of being productive, you will never want to waste a minute of your life. I would give you an example. I was extremely sick for about 2 weeks, okay? And today is the day I feel a lot better, and I sat with the video. Even though without a script, I just sat with the video because I want to be productive, and the taste of productivity makes you just addicted to it, right? So your hobby should be something which is providing you with productivity. It should not be it is not supposed to be perfect. It is just supposed to be something which is not just a waste of time but your investment, okay? So yeah. The third thing is, do not pressurize yourself. By this I mean is, do not confuse your mainstream with your hobbies. If you want to be a footballer and you are performing, or you're practicing football, it is your mainstream, so do not call it a hobby. You have to give your best over there. But when you are actually with your hobby, right? If I mean, maybe you want to be a teacher, okay? And you are learning dance as a hobby, so give it your free time. Be gentle with yourself, be a lot calmer with your hobby, because it is just another way of being more patience and calm. So if you start giving up your energy on your hobbies, you'll get exhausted. So be a little more gentle with yourself, be a little more calmer with yourself, okay? And do not try to be perfect. Just do it for the sake of love for your hobby. Like, I'll tell you all about recording video now, okay? So I was sick, as I told you, but today I felt very unproductive because I felt a lot more energetic, and I thought I have the energy to shoot. So I just started shooting because I wanted to feel productive, and it is not my career option. It is not something I want to continue in my career with. It is my hobby, so I feel really good doing that before making the video. Drawing is one of my hobby too. I have a lot of hobbies. I just love learning or doing new things. So before like starting the video, I made this bookmark, okay? It is not very artistic, it is watercolor, okay? So it is not something very artistic. I'm not trying to be perfect in it, but I got happiness, I got a calmness by doing this. I am feeling very happy while recording this video. So yeah, that is how you're supposed to treat your hobbies. It is not studies. Don't be don't be that harsh with yourself, although I like studying. So maybe it is not the same with you. So yes, person with a lot of hobbies, I know a lot of hobbies comes along with a lot of criticism also, right? One of my relative keeps on saying, you have learned so many things, you're good at nothing. But what I do is I ignore them, because all of these other things, drawing, writing, dancing, recording, provides me with a lot of different emotions which I love to feel. So you have to find out your emotion and what your hobby provides you with, and stay dedicated and have patience towards your hobby, and ignore this good at nothing people. The thing is to stay motivated, create an aesthetic, have a good aesthetic around you. If you're trying to dance, just create a environment of dance. If you want to draw, create an environment of drawing. If you want to write something, play music and just feel what you're going to write, because having a good aesthetic makes you more motivated towards your hobby, and you'll be able to do a much better job. Now comes the talking part. I want to tell you, as I don't know what, as a friend, I just want to advise, stay dedicated. I'll tell you about my dancing thing. I did dancing for past 3 to 4 years of my life when I was really young. Okay, I was probably 3 when I joined it. Okay, it might be 5 years maybe, but I left it for some reason before the COVID-19 happened, and then I could not continue. I did not remember a lot of things, right? Because Bharatnatyam is a lot more difficult. It is not just moving your body, it's a lot of theory and lots of patience. And I have joined it recently, 6 months ago. And I was offered a really small role, right? And I did not feel that good about it. But I did it anyway because I'm dedicated towards it. I know I'm not perfect at this moment, but the willingness to be perfect in future made me do the role with the same dedication. I would have done a bigger role, right? So yeah, I just want to tell you that if you're not perfect at it at the very early stage of it, okay, don't be embarrassed. Do not refuse small roles or small opportunities, because these will take you a long way. Yeah, same thing comes with drawing. For me, I am not trying to be a big artist, I'm not trying to be really perfect at it, but when I'm feeling low or when I'm feeling a lot bored, I just start with an mandala and I start feeling a lot calmer and more patience, right? Because I'm just doing something or the other. I just feel good. I just feel so good. And when I said a little while earlier that I consider studying one of my hobbies, okay, and that is because I don't like mugging up. But when it comes to subjects like economics, even if you're not trying to score good, it is just making diagrams and making a lot of notes, okay, staying in class and understanding what the teacher is teaching, writing thousands of words in your textbook. I love doing all of those, okay, because that makes me feel productive. And hobbies don't have to be standardized something. It just does not have to be something which society approves of. It can be anything you love. It can be anything which makes you feel better and calmer and productive. Like, hobby should be equal to productivity. So yes, that's all I mean. There are two reasons why I consider studying as a hobby of mine, okay? In my boards, although my parents forced me to have a birthday, I studied on my birthday, okay? Because I was just so dedicated to score good. And that was not because of some motivation I'll get something or other out of studying. It was just I was loving doing it because I just loved answering every question. I love just, writing 100 out of 100 paper and then getting 99 or 98, okay? It hurts. Okay, so yeah, it was more of a hobby to me. And recently in class 11, my first term did not go well because of some family issues, right? But in the third term, I got really sick while the last two exams, okay? I was so sick and my parents were like, don't go to school. Everybody I knew were like, don't go to school. My mother was a little like, if you're well, you can go, right? But the teacher, she called and the teacher was like, don't send her to school if she's in a really bad condition. And I woke up at 6:30 because my dedication, when I talk about dedication, this is what I mean. I woke up at 6:30. My mother is like, don't go, and I got ready and I'm sitting and I'm like, I have to go, and I sat with the book for 15 minutes and I left for school. I went to school, and while I was returning I got BP high and I had to come back early from school, right? But this is the dedication. This is what you have to do to make yourself satisfied, because you have studied. And if I won't have given that exam, I would have been so unsatisfied and mentally so irritated by now that I would have overthought about it, I don't know, for the rest of my life. When I spoke about aesthetic, I'll tell you is I have a very pretty classmate notebook, okay? That spiral notebooks. I have a whiteboard. So in my boards, I scored 95.2%. Not bragging, just letting you know. I scored this much, okay? And that was mainly not because I was mugging up with the book. I was drawing diagrams on the whiteboard. I was writing beautiful notes, learning it with dedication. And I'm on Pinterest. I'm creating, and it was just creating an aesthetic so that that you love to study. It should not be something your hobby. Like, I'm considering it as an hobby, so think of it about your hobby. Don't think about studies, think about what you like. Okay, so while I'm studying, so I'm feeling so good, I'm feeling so happy, I'm feeling such like so movish studying, right? So yeah, create an aesthetic, because that's how I was motivated, and by my personal experience I would say you will be motivated too. And like right now about dancing, when I have my exams, okay, in December, dancing exams. So we have an option to just wear any sari and manage things with other people and borrow things, and you can give the exam because you are a beginner. Right now I'm not a beginner, I'm giving, I don't know what, maybe first year. Okay, because I have the certificate of the previous 3 years, and I have lost the fourth one, so I'm giving first year. Okay, so what happened is I can borrow things, right? But I decided to get myself my own gajra. I bought my own chand and what to say, suraj. Okay, and I got my own sari. I will get my own things, right? Because I will feel more ownness towards it, and it will be a creation of an aesthetic. That yes, these are my things, and I will pack it in a bag, and I'll feel more aesthetic and more loving towards it, because that is how creating an aesthetic works for me. So yeah, it will work greatly for you too. If you are drawing, you have a pretty sketchbook, have pretty notebooks and whatnot, pretty pencils and colors and those things, so that you are more dedicated towards it and you feel a lot more attracted towards doing it. Right now it is 12 a.m, exactly 12 a.m, and I could have just sat in my t-shirt and trouser, okay, but I wore a sari. I took out this blouse so that there's an aesthetic to make the video, and I feel so good doing it. If you are somebody who do not have an hobby, just keep this thing in mind, that it is not compulsory to be perfect at it, right? So just keep on trying things until you fall in love with one or the other and find your true hobby.